Tripossibilities is here. Coach Dom, Coach Helen.
Hi.
We're going to talk about transitions and setting up for transitions. Letting you know how exactly we do it. So here's my transition bag. Showing up to the race. I've already racked my bike. Front wheel down. I do things a little bit differently. Kind of a yard sale at first, but then I get quite organized and be as simple as possible. The simpler you are with all of your stuff, the better it is. Always have that. And always have backup. Yep, I have 4 pairs of goggles in here, just in case. Straps will break, goggles will crack. I recommend getting yourself a towel or a mat. I prefer the mat versus the towel. 1, it's a lot brighter. 2, it doesn't get stinky as bad, and you can wash it pretty easily. So I set myself up in order. Alright, I take my helmet and I lay the straps out exactly the way I'm putting it on my head. Just once again for simplification, so I can put it on and strap it and not have to think about it and it being all twisted and tucked into the helmet itself. So I lay it out like that, and I also put it there on the ground like this so I can walk up to it, grab it, and flip it onto my lid. Put my sunglasses inside of it, just like that. So I grab them, put them on, then the helmet, and I'll show you all that here in a second. Should be a pair of socks. And the reason why I have socks is, let's say I'm doing a longer distance race, generally for a sprint tri. If I'm not going for comfort, I'm going to be sockless. For an Olympic tri also, I can go without the socks. Half Ironman, I'm wearing socks. Ironman, I'm wearing toe socks. You got plenty of time. Sit down, be comfortable. Put all my stuff back in my yard sale bag, and then you're not allowed to leave your bag at the rack. So then you take your bag either back to your car, or if they have a designated spot, a wall, whatnot, like that. So, got my goggles, my tri-slide. If I have my wetsuit, I would have that there, and I kind of hang that here, ready to go for when I'm gonna leave transition at the end. Like I said, I have my sunglasses and my helmet set up, so when I come in from the swim, I can come here, wipe my feet. I put my sunglasses on first, then my helmet before I put my shoes on, buckle, because that's a rule, you gotta have that done. Throw my shoes on, they're already open as wide as they can. On, strap, pull my bike off, and off I go. When I come back, I rack the bike. You don't have to rack the bike exactly the way it was racked from your for your swim to bike transition. You can rack it facing forward. You can be, a little bit over.
As long as it's in your spot.
In your spot. So then I come up, helmet and sunglasses are off. My racing helmet, I already have a visor, so I actually wouldn't even have the sunglasses. But for this, sunglasses, I'll either leave them with that and grab a pair of running sunglasses, they're a little bit different, or leave these on. Put that back. I already have my shoes unstrapped on the bike, and the shoes will still be on the bike. Come up, as you see, I have my socks open as wide as I can and kind of scrunched. I'm trying to do it, make it as easy as possible for myself. And I like having any socks that have a big pull tab in the back to make that easier also. Put those on. Then I grab my race belt and my hat together. A visor, hat, whatever you want. I'm trying to constantly be moving forward. I don't want to spend any time here, because here is just time ticking away. So I grab this stuff, I'm with my socks and shoes, I'm running out. While that's going on, I'm unbuckling, buckling, putting my hat on, and off I go. I've lost a few races by 6 seconds, 9 seconds, all in transition. So I try to really keep it real simple. Okay?
All right, so I don't want to go through everything that he went through, but there's a few points that I'd like to kind of emphasize. One of them being what Jeff just talked about. If you want to get there early, don't ride with Dom. That's not, believe it or not, because he always runs late. He doesn't want to be there early. He gets more nervous the longer he sits, and he doesn't want to be there, and he also doesn't want to be there because people will come and people will be having issues and he will have to help them. He cannot do anything but help people. So those are two of the reasons why he's always late. Some people want to be later, some people want to be earlier. So you have to figure out which one you are and go with that. Okay. But also another reason to be early would be if there's a choice, then you have, unless, you know, if the numbers are here, you got to be where you are. But if you have a choice on where to be on the rack, great to be on an end, because if there's another rack, you have extra space here. So keep that in mind. Also, not everyone will rack it properly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Know that you put wherever the wheel is down, that's where you put your stuff. And because of the way people show up,
I was going to say, it's supposed to be alternate. So her bike is there. Pre-COVID, pre-social distancing, there's going to be 8 bikes on this rack.
we don't know about now.
We don't know
Two?
about now. Andy had 3 on his. So it would be like this. And you're that close, right? These where the bib stickers are for this rack. This is how close you would be, but they have to be alternated.
So you've got an extra space if you go on an end, because there's a number here and then there's a number here, so you've got double. And then you can put your bag under here if you choose to.
Most races let you put the bag there.
Right, but some didn't.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing more local stuff, so you've got a little bit more flexibility.
Your transition stuff goes next to your front wheel. So hers is there, mine would be here, right? I don't recommend putting it here, right underneath the other person's tire if you can help it, because when they push off on their bike, they're knocking your stuff off. And people in a race are not exactly conscious.
Somebody break my sunglasses then.
Conscious of other people's belongings
They'll roll
because
over your wetsuit.
they're in a race
I learned that.
Yeah. It's not intentional most of the time.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I forgot what you're like we were talking about, I mean, for now it's going to be a little more spread out, but remember too that depending on when you show up, like if this person here racks differently than or the same, or you know, it could be that the person next to you looks like they're racked incorrectly, but then the person over here is racked correctly. You know, you can't always alternate, and the officials will try to fix that as much as they can, but it's not always possible. So don't worry too much about that. That's another reason to keep it simple. Just keep your stuff as compact as possible. The game changer for me was ordering my stuff. I used to put my run shoes in the front because that made sense to me, or I would put them next to it, but it really doesn't make sense. So just make sure you've got your bike gear here in the order that you put it on. And then back here, your run stuff in the order that you put it on. Another game changer, seems simple, but it confused me, and it's not, For me, transition's not about speed. It's about making sure I remember it. For him, it's about speed. I would gladly lose a race in transition. And here's the reason. Because if I don't lose it in transition, I'm probably going to lose it on the bike or the run because I forgot something. Because mommy brain. So I put my hat on first and then my glasses, and then the race belt last. But it depends on what you are comfortable with, and it's a matter of practice. As far as your bike bag for Freedom Springs, don't need it, obviously. You can also, depending on what type of race it is, if it's a sprint, especially a local sprint, there are not going to be long periods of time where you're going to be without your gear. So in that case, I try to bring just one bag, because you're always going to have a bag in your car, right? But what if the bag in your car has what you needed? You know, so if you can compact your stuff to where you're not running back and forth too, that's better. But if it's a longer race, you're going to need to prepare more ahead of time, because you've got nutrition to think about, and you've also got the different bags. And Ironman, all the bigger races, I think even Tri these recent years, you can't move your bag in transition anyway. So you got to figure out if you're going to put it against the fence or if you're going to put it in your car, that kind of thing. So the details are what really matter, and you got to figure out what your priorities and stick with that. It doesn't matter what the person next to you is doing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what Dom's doing. It matters what you need to prioritize. So you got to think about that as much as you can ahead of time, so that on race morning, it kind of comes natural. Okay?
Looking good, looking good.
My bike now thinks I'm racing.
That's okay. To the sand, Mike, to the sand. Right where Helen's at. She'll give you your time.